In the heart of Rome, where narrow alleys meet ancient streets, and where every stone tells a story, the Colosseum stands tall, a witness to centuries of glory and victories. But it also bears witness to the bloodshed and struggles that were an intrinsic part of the history of the Roman Empire. This monumental structure, which was more than just a stone arena, became a symbol of Rome's power and will. It holds thousands of stories within its walls, from emperors thirsty for glory to gladiators who fought to the death, and crowds that cheered under the eternal sky of the city. In 68 AD, Rome was boiling with anger. Emperor Nero, known for his cruelty and madness, was no longer loved as he once had been. It was said that he set Rome on fire to rebuild it according to his own vision, and some claimed he played his lyre while watching the city burn. In the end, Rome revolted against him, and he was forced to commit suicide, leaving the throne of the empire vacant. Amidst the chaos, Vespasian emerged, the military leader who had led Roman legions in the east. He was not from a lineage of emperors, but he was a firm and shrewd leader. After years of civil war, he succeeded in establishing control over Rome, founding the Flavian dynasty. Vespasian sought to win the hearts of the Roman people, and to erase all traces of Nero. He decided to build a new monument that would symbolize the might of Rome, and provide the people with a means of entertainment amidst political crises. And thus, the idea to build the Colosseum was born. In 72 AD, the construction of the massive amphitheater began, on top of the artificial lake that had been part of Nero's lavish palace, known as the Golden House. The project was monumental, requiring vast quantities of limestone, concrete, and bricks, and it involved thousands of Jewish slaves captured in the war against Judaism in Judea. It took about 8 years to complete the construction, and in 80 AD, the amphitheater was finished under the rule of Titus, Vespasian's son. Titus wanted the inauguration to be a legendary event, so he held celebrations that lasted for 100 continuous days, filled with fierce gladiatorial contests, wild animal hunts, and even mock naval battles, where the arena was flooded with water and small warships were sailed to reenact naval combats. Entering the Colosseum in that era, you would have felt a deep sense of awe. Spread over 4 tiers, the amphitheater could hold up to 80,000 spectators. People came from all corners of the empire to witness the events. On the day of the show, the crowds would start arriving at dawn, and the day would begin with wild animal displays. Lions, leopards, and bears were released into the arena to fight trained men or even criminals sentenced to death. Some shows depicted epic hunting scenes, with warriors fighting elephants or crocodiles, adding an unmatched thrill to the spectacle. After the animal displays, the main events would begin, the gladiators. These men, most of whom were slaves or prisoners of war, were carefully trained in gladiator schools, and they lived tough lives filled with hope for glory. Some of them became stars in Rome, such as Spartacus, who led a famous rebellion against the empire. When the gladiators entered the arena, the crowds would cheer wildly. The fights were held according to strict rules, and sometimes, the defeated gladiator would be left to the mercy of the crowd or the emperor himself. If the emperor decided the gladiator should die, he would signal with his thumb pointing down, and the victor would finish off his opponent amid the cheers of the audience. Beneath the sandy floor, there was another hidden world. A network of tunnels and passages extended under the Colosseum, known as the Hypogeum. Here, the wild beasts were kept in cages, and they were lifted to the arena through amazing hydraulic platforms, suddenly appearing to surprise both the fighters and the spectators alike. Here too, the gladiators waited for their turn, some trembling in fear, others eagerly anticipating the battle. The place was filled with the sounds of swords being sharpened, whispered final prayers, and soldiers giving final instructions to the combatants. The Colosseum witnessed hundreds of grand events, but there were unforgettable moments. In 107 AD, Emperor Trajan held massive celebrations that lasted for 123 days, during which more than 10,000 gladiators and thousands of animals were killed. During the reign of Commodus, the emperor who was famous for his madness, he would enter the arena himself to fight the gladiators, but he always ensured his victory, which made the events less exciting. In 404 AD, the last gladiator battle was recorded, as Roman society began to reject these bloody practices, and Emperor Honorius decided to ban them. With the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century, the Colosseum began to lose its luster. It suffered from several earthquakes that damaged parts of it, and at times, it was converted into a storage facility, with its stones used to build other buildings in the city. Despite these challenges, the Colosseum remained a symbol of Rome's power and civilization, and it still stands as a witness to its glorious past. If you found this story captivating, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating historical journeys and stories.